The press conference right now with the shooters taking place right now.
Left the rifle in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact, Tyler, also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now.
Oh, they have that.
So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow
Catch.
symbol, right arrow,
Wow.
and symbol, and 3
Like
down
catch
arrow
this
symbols.
bullet?
A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow."
Wow.
And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
So he did write on the case.
We are indebted
it
to
wasn't trans.
law enforcement across the state who has worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah, but I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilized these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver it to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake field office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public, who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our...
Okay, so how do you feel about what Kash just said right now?
I mean...
7,000 yesterday, 11,000 today. We're going to run all those leads. You know,
Okay.
the details of the shooter having written things on it. If you're reading this, you're gay, LOL. You know, all the funny things he wrote in there, fascist.
It's kind of, I don't know. And again, way too early, but it's as if it's the same playbook over and over and over again. I'm very curious to see where this kid, who apparently I just sent Rob in the chat, he got a he's reading a letter of receiving a $32,000 scholarship. The kid looks like a normal kid. What makes someone like this, a good kid that has a scholarship, that obviously has a brain, to do something? This isn't a, like you said, Pat, waking up in the morning and I'm going to go shoot Charlie Kirk. No, I believe there's something deeper. Who knows who was around
Rob,
him?
can you play that clip that he's talking about? It was just texted to everybody. Yeah, that one right there.
And again, way too early, but from the looks of it, this isn't my opinion, from coming from a military background to talking to military people,
Let's hear this. Let's hear this, see what he says.
Okay.
Congratulations. You have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
And
That's the kid?
Allegedly,
that's the kid?
So yeah. So what, and again, we don't know anything, just his name and jumping off the roof, and that's all him because some of the photos aren't even matching up. What makes someone like that, who sounds like he has a freaking good mother, who's obviously bright enough to get a freaking scholarship, to get a rifle, go on a roof, and shoot someone in the neck in front of everybody in that fashion, and then run away and with no escape plan?
Tom, what are you thinking, Tom?
Well, I'm thinking at some point in time, this young man was radicalized. You don't go from all the descriptions that people have forward. He was radicalized and by someone or something. Let's say something or someone. Something. He started diving into literature, diving into things, and took himself down the rabbit hole and became angry, bitter, and changed so he could do it, or it was someone that guided him. We've seen this happen with young men before, not going out and assassinating someone, but we know the pathology. We know the pathology of young men. Maybe it's loneliness, maybe it's disassociation, whatever it is, and then finding something, and that leads him down this rabbit hole and then materially change. And people talk about it. Oh, between 18 and 20 years old, he completely changed. Look at Luigi, killed
Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, killed the CEO of United Healthcare.
Brian Thompson.
People talk about the same thing, that something happened to him. He went away. Remember, we talked about this, Pat, with him. Remember, he went away. He went to Hawaii or something for 2 years, and he came back, and his parents and friends and family were saying, we didn't recognize him. We didn't understand. We recognized him physically, but we didn't recognize his point of view. We didn't recognize his demeanor and stuff. Something happens. So I believe something has happened for him to be capable, if he is in fact the shooter, and he is in fact the guilty one. Right now we say he is the suspect that is going to be indicted, that is allegedly the assassin.
So I got it. So this is a picture of him and his dad, Kate, before he went to college.
With the American flag on
That's right. Father on the left shoulder. Rob, go to the other thing, the DSA that you just had up. Was that him speaking, or was that where it says he's part of the DSA? You just had a tweet that the guys were speaking saying he's part of DSA.
Yeah, that was just a speaker from the DSA. It wasn't him, but they're saying that he's part of this group, Democratic Socialists of America.
Can you go on to Democratic Socialist of America? So who's on this? If you go to the website, what pictures are there of who is recognized on there?
The Bernie AOC squad side of things.
You just had a minute ago. I think a minute ago you were on a website that had Mamdani on it. It had Rashidi on it. Where were you? You were literally just somewhere. I just saw it on the site that you had. Which one was it you were showing?
I mean, Pat, these are the kids you debated in Jubilee. The Democratic Socialists. These aren't Democrats.
Yeah, a guy from Serbia. A guy from Serbia yesterday came and said, please never talk to those guys that you did the Jubilee with. I said, why? He says, just never talk to those types, because they don't like people like you. I said, if you don't talk to them, how are you going to get to the bottom of it? You have to talk to them to kind of find out what's going to be happening. Okay, yeah, so,
well,
Adam, go ahead.
Yeah, well, oftentimes when there's a shooting or mass shooting or school shooting, we want to get to the bottom of who was this shooter. In my opinion, F this shooter. F these shooters. I don't want to know their names. I don't want to publicize their names. I don't want to give them any shine. I want to focus on Charlie. Charlie was murdered and assassinated the day before 9/11, 9/10. It was kicking off his American comeback tour. 9/10 should be known as Charlie Kirk Day. I think President Trump has already expressed the fact that he will give posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Charlie Kirk. That's who we should be speaking about. These people that have been indoctrinated by whatever progressive leftism, whatever it is, screw them. And oftentimes, who cares what happens here? Now, is TikTok to blame? Is the school system to blame? Are the professors to blame? Is our culture to blame? I don't know. But I want to give the praise to Charlie. I don't care about this kid. That's my opinion.
Well, to me, I that sounds very noble, but I want to find out what happened here so this doesn't happen again. We have to learn. This is the mugshot that was just released of the shooter, Tyler Robinson. They officially just released it.
Can I ask you one question, Ben?
Yeah.
If you got to sit with this kid right now, because I nothing more than what you're saying, it shines to me where if you could sit down with this guy right now, like like not a podcast, but an interview, because what would you be asking? Like, what would you be asking this kid? Because that's the truth. Because we're not going to hear nothing from this guy for a long time. Okay.
Listen, here's all I care about. If he's alive 90 days from now, we're going to find out what happened. If he in the next 48 hours, they're carrying him from a place to another place, and he doesn't make it, I'm going to be suspicious about what happened here.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say one thing. We almost know what he stands for. If he's the person that wrote on the bullet, fascists, LOL, you're gay.
Yeah, but you want to see more than that.
I totally understand here. I understand that, but we know what these people feel like. We know you've interviewed these people. They've been indoctrinated so many times, and they need to take action. A fascist? Charlie Kirk is a fascist? Charlie Kirk is the anti-fascist. Charlie Kirk believes in freedom of speech. He believes in open discourse. He believes in open debate. These people, if you have a difference of opinion with them, you now have a death sentence. That's what they believe in. So we talked about earlier the identity politics with Van Jones. Excuse me, the hypocrisy that comes from the left, the identity politics. Nobody talks about race and gender more than the left. You talk about microaggressions. What about actual aggressions? Talk about trigger warnings. What about actually pulling the trigger? We talk about cancel culture. What about canceling somebody you don't believe it? The left, the progressive left, they own this, and not the right.
And if you think about it, because you asked earlier, because I'm trying to figure out who benefits. You know how, Adam, you say follow the money. You know what I mean? Who? Because think about it. You talking about your next 5 moves. You want to talk about planning ahead. They took out. It's not just this kid, bro. I think it's way deeper. You're taking out the guy that's motivating the youth. This is the future of the Republican Party, and they cut off the head. They cut off the head. Obviously, we're coming back, and I love what you said the other day, where you said, and it was immediate. It was immediate, because Pat was the one that let me know, and I had to run away. I'm so locked into Tony like you. I had to run out, because Pat was the first one, because Pat was backstage, and Pat's face, because in the commotion, in the hurricane, and I'm crying. Everybody's emotional about what just happened. And Pat, do you remember what you said? You looked at me about evil, and I'm talking about evil, and you go, "We're gonna win. It's evil will not freaking prevail." And there was a moment of like calm that came over me, because I realized what the fight is, and we're in it, and it's us, because we're up. By the way, there's a list. You know how influential you are, and the podcast, and what PBD podcast is. We're on there. I saw some list, Pat. I saw a big list. Megyn Kelly, boom, boom, boom. People, Patrick. We're on there. Yeah. What we do. We're waking people up. We're not. Yeah, we have our opinions, but we're speaking fact. We're speaking fact, and it pisses some people off. How many death threats do you get? How many death threats do you get? It's unbelievable, but we're gonna win. I don't give a damn what this side is doing, what this evil is gonna do. We're gonna win, and we're gonna prevail.
I love you, Vinny. It turns out that when you spend a decade calling somebody evil or calling them Hitler, that people actually start to believe them after 10 years. Why are these things happening? Why was Trump almost assassinated a year ago? When was the year anniversary? This summer. Why is Charlie Kirk getting shot right now? Why are they writing the word fascist on bullets? It's because this is what they've been told for a decade. Now, you might want to criticize the right. Sure. You say things like Biden is senile and old and corrupt. Is that inaccurate? You say that Obama is gay and Michelle's a man. Okay, maybe that's not true. But you're not calling them evil Hitler figures.
Adam,
that's the difference.
When Joe Biden got his freaking diagnosis of cancer, show me the people that on the right that were celebrating and happy and saying die. Go ahead. Go and look it up. Go ahead, Rob. Try to find it. It's unbelievable how disgusting these people are and how far gone they are. And it's unbelievable.
And Vinny, you're right. And if people on the right, here's the difference. The people on the right would call them out. What are you doing?
We prayed for them. We prayed for this old guy. I don't think he should have been president, but
need to do better and call out their far left extremist counterparts. They might not listen to us, but they need to listen to their fellow liberals and libs and Democrats that say we need to do better.
Yep. And what who's this?
That was Taylor Lorenz, the only person that did celebrate that I could find Joe Biden's cancer diagnosis was progressive.
Oh, weird.
So-
progressive girl saying,
this
hopefully
was a
he rots in
progressive
hell and rests
to the
in
left
piss.
Exactly.
of Biden
Yeah.
wants him to die.
Weird.
So there seems to be a common theme here from the progressive left.
If you at all at this point are feeling angry and you relate to guys like Vinny, when we call Vinny or Tom calls Vinny the angry patriot, and that stuck since that day till today, and you're in that community as well, you may want to go to vtmerch.com and place an order on Angry Patriot. We're going to put the link below, Rob, on the Angry Patriot, the hats, the shirts. There's a bunch of gear there. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.